Let's see if anyone joins in. Just waiting a few seconds, seeing if anyone joins in. Hi, Crypto Hunter. Mexican Charlie Lee, how you doing? What's going on with everyone? Crypto Light, Philly Mac, Falcon Eye Vision, how's everyone doing? Bad J, what's up? So I just wanted to jump in front of live quickly. It's past my bedtime, but I just wanted to talk with everyone to make sure everyone is ready for what's going to happen tomorrow and the following week. I had an ambassador meeting. Well, I was one of the ambassadors. They attended the meeting. So I thought I would fill you in on what was said in that meeting. Pow and Deep, how you doing? Ariel, how's everything? Crypto Light is staking live. Okay, so I guess we have a few people in the room already. So there was an ambassador meeting on Wednesday, I believe. I just attended the beginning part of the ambassador meeting. I didn't stay for the Q&A. I had to get back to work. But I just want to let you know that the tentative dates are tomorrow for downloading the incentivized testnet, the rewards portal. And that's Friday. It should be Friday according to, I'm on the Eastern Standard Time, so it might be Friday where you live already. So Friday is when you're supposed to download. Then they're giving a few days for stake pool operators to get ready, and we should be staking next week. The title of this live stream is Cardano Playoffs Time. We're really in the playoffs. We're really, really close right now. So I posted on Twitter earlier today. We have registered our stake pool ticker name. And the stake pool ticker name, what you're going to be looking for if you choose to delegate to our pool is SCAR, S-C-A-R, like Scar from Lion King. So SCAR is our official ticker name. You can check my Twitter. I have the link, and you can also find it in the Cardano registry for the Cardano Foundation GitHub. So they have officially merged SCAR. So we should be good to go, technically speaking, for when staking starts next week. So if you go to the Cardano registry, the Cardano Foundation registry on GitHub, you can see a list of all the pools that have been approved. So the Cardano Foundation approves the ticker before they go live. And I'm assuming that this is because they're trying to keep it as clean as possible. Hopefully this process becomes more streamlined over time, and I'm sure it will. But you know how people like to troll and leave obscenities. So I'm sure they're trying to monitor for that to make sure everything's good. But yeah, so tomorrow you should be able to download the incentivized testnet rewards portal. And after that, staking next week. It's playoffs time. We made it to the playoffs, everyone. It's been an exhausting round, but we should be starting to delegate next week and start making some money next week. Start making some ADA rewards. Let me change that, because who knows if we're going to make any money, because prices are stagnant. Things are just, the whole crypto market is depressed. But right now it's the time to stack, collect your coins, figure out which projects you want to be part of, and just go for it. Go for it. Let me jump to the comment section real quick. Mexican Charlie Lee says, I was looking forward to Hoskinson whooping on Chico Crypto. Jim, how you doing from Sydney? Sean, Dave, we're almost staking next week. I mean, tomorrow is supposed to be the download. Dan's, how you doing? Hill, Santa, is that you? Well, staking's coming next week, so we're going to start earning some rewards. So this is very, very, very exciting. Charles can have a fun sumo suit fight with points, low contact. Rosewood, how you doing? Excited for next week as well. James Ball, like the gun as well. Crypto Light, why Scar from Lion King? I don't like that character. As a child, he frightens me. we didn't name it for after Scar from Lion King. It's really just a play on the website's name, Stake Cardano. But it's going to be Scar, our ticker. So this is our like sub branding for Stake Cardano, but it's Scar. So Scar is our ticker for our stake pool. Go ahead and check that out in the GitHub registry. I also wanted to talk about a few other things I have written down before before we progress. So also they gave us demos. So in the ambassador meeting for Daedalus, they gave us a quick demo about what the staking platform is going to look like. And Sebastian also gave a demo of what staking is going to look like within Yoroi. And let me tell you, it looks very clean. It looks very professional. And the ease of use is great. So what you're going to be looking at is more or less like a 3-step process. If you've ever bought anything from any online website, let's say a clothing website, let's say you went to H&M, the online store, you have the portal where you put in your shipping address, you have a portal where you put your billing address, and you have another portal where you like add it to cart and make sure that your order is correct. It's going to be very similar, very, very similar. So if you can order something on H&M or any clothing website or any website other than Amazon or even Amazon, you're going to be able to stake as long as you're able to successfully download that incentivized testnet, that rewards portal, and enter your seed words, and transfer, whatever you want to transfer to your rewards wallet, your testnet ADA, you're going to be able to stake. It's relatively easy. For each pool, you're going to have different metrics where you can see basically the rank of the pool. You can see the controlled stake, the profit margin, the performance, and the pledge address. So it's really going to look like a gigantic stock URL ticker, but it's for stake pools. And you're going to be able to choose which stake pools you want to delegate to and see the metrics right before you delegate. And it's a simple 1 to 3 step process to delegate. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Let's see. Juan Guzman says, did they answer all of your questions and concerns? Yeah, I mean, for the most part, we've been merged. Our stake pool ticker has been merged. So we're good to go with that. I think most of my questions are answered at this point. One of the questions that has been floating around, I saw it in the Cardano official Telegram group and also the Cardano stake pool best practices Telegram group. There's this whole issue of saturation point. So what is the saturation point for a pool? It's that point where the amount of delegated ADA reaches a cap. So any other excess delegated ADA to that pool diminishes the rewards for anyone within that pool. So say the saturation point is 1,000 ADA. If there's 2,000 ADA delegated to that pool, then the same fixed amount of rewards get split over multiple parties, which actually decreases the rewards per person. But that saturation point, it may not be implemented within the testnet. IOHK released a tweet the other day, or it might have been today. Let me read the tweet quickly. 1 second. Yeah, to help prevent any single stake pool from growing too large, IOHK has set the K parameter at 100. This effectively means that stake pools saturate at 1% of the total network stake. Beyond this, rewards are shared with fewer people and the pool becomes less desirable. So basically the saturation point is at that 1% of the total saturated rate. So if there are, 10 billion ADA that are delegated at any particular time, it would be 1% of that. So the saturation level is very high. So we were thinking about opening up multiple pools, but I don't think we're going to fill up a single pool at that saturation point because I think that there are going to be a lot of delegated ADA, and that 1% may be in the 9 figures of ADA. So maybe 100, 200 million ADA, depending on how much ADA is actually delegated at any particular time. So I don't think we're going to reach that. So I don't think there's a need to run multiple pools. But if the need should arise, then we're all for it. And especially if the amount of stake is not as high as what people originally think, it all goes up to that. But it all depends on that. So we'll see. Rosewood Knuckles. Oh, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Tezos is doing well. Yes, Tezos passed us on CoinMarketCap. I saw that. When does ADA price increase? Oh, I don't know. I don't think anytime soon. Mexican Charlie Lee Hoskinson gave Tezos props. Tezos is staking and price is taking off. Michael, hi from Holland. How you doing? Let's see. Chicken Alley Farm. I hope ADA staking is as smooth as Icon staking was. So I think I'm familiar with the Icon staking. Yeah. I think it's going to be smooth. But if I'm not correct, you can stake directly from your ledger with Icon. I'm not sure if that's not going to be implemented anytime soon for Cardano. But yeah, I am familiar with different staking platforms for different coins. I looked at the platform for Icon, Cosmos. What was the next one? I remember Neo back in the day, but that's more like DPoS. Yeah. I've seen a couple different platforms for staking. So Crypto Hunter says, Phil, when you're going to make a video on how to create a stake pool? Well, when how to create a stake pool, I don't know. I'm not going to make a video on how to create a stake pool. There's a plenty of documentation that was released by IOHK. You can go to the IOHK Zendesk. It shows you exactly what to do. You can also visit the Cardano stake pool best practices group, and there's information all over. I'm creating a stake pool here. I encourage everyone to create a stake pool, but I'm also competing with other stake pools, and you by all means can find documentation online to figure out how to create your own stake pool. But I'm focusing on just improving the stake pool services that SCAR is going to offer everyone. So Bad J says, should we delete the dataless checklist wallet with screwing with anything? No, I don't think it's necessary to delete the wallet that was downloaded after the first snapshot. I don't think it's necessary whatsoever. That wallet is going to be deprecated at some point, and there's really no functionality. Philly Max says, with that being said, will you still give a staking tutorial? Yes, I will. I'm going to give a staking tutorial for dataless. I'll try to do something for Yoroi as well. I know Emergo is going to be quick to give that staking tutorial. And I don't want to step on IOHK's videos either, but I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing to how I'm going to delegate my ADA to my pool. I have a couple of different test wallets that I can show you exactly what's going to happen. Hill Pole says, how often should I expect to change pools as they fill up, change their fees, and fluctuate in reward output? Do I have to wait a full epoch to switch? Great question. So how often should you expect to change pools? Well, given the recent tweet from IOHK, the saturation point is not so much a factor anymore, especially within the incentivized testnet. So chances are that the pools can reach very high amounts without hitting saturation point. So there really doesn't seem to be an incentive to change pools, because I don't think most pools are going to reach saturation point, with the exception of IOHK's, Emergos, and the Cardano Foundation, especially since that barrier has been removed for now. How often will you have to change your fees? So in the specs, I'm not sure if it's going to be implemented within the testnet. If a pool changes their fees, you will be notified. I'm not sure exactly how, but you will be notified. And it's actually a lot harder for the stake pool operator to change their fees, because they have to renew or get a new certificate. So they can't just bait and switch you. They can't just say, oh, I'm going to charge you 6% today, and then while you're sleeping, they're going to bump it up to 12%. It doesn't happen like that, because they would have to get another certificate. So it's a little bit harder than what it seems. So you'll get some sort of notification, and you'll be able to adjust accordingly. This is another important reason why you want to delegate to a trusted pool, someone that's transparent with you and that's able to disseminate information quickly and efficiently, because things can change. Things can change at the drop of a hat. And I personally think that the way passive income works, or the way passive ADA rewards should work, especially if you're delegating a pool to a pool, you should be doing as little work as possible. I mean, with the exception of staying on top of the news, understanding what's happening with the protocol, and having the correct downloads, and making sure that you're taking care of your seed words, you're really delegating to a pool to easing the burden for yourself. You don't have to worry about the uptime. You don't have to worry about making sure that your servers are up and running and there's redundancies on each layer. What you need to be worried about is just delegating to a pool that is trusted and that is going to produce the returns that you want to produce. And then just set it and set it and let it go. Set it and let it go. And that's how it should work, and it should work for a long period of time. Of course, if you want to be more active, go for it. But pulling your ADA from one pool in the middle of an epoch and transferring it to another pool, redelegating to another pool, you may miss an epoch. You may not be counted under a certain time period. So you may miss an entire epoch in the process of trying to seek a 1% change or a 1% gain for your ADA rewards. So you need to be cognizant of that moving forward and make the best financial decisions for you. I personally think that you should find something that you're good with and then just stick with it. Just stick with it. And do I have to wait for a full epoch to switch? No, I believe you can pull it out whenever. So it's not locked at any particular time. You just won't get the rewards after a given epoch if you pull it out. Chan says, have you heard if Cardano will have nodes on exchanges such as Binance or Coinbase? Something similar to Tezos. So I think so. I think Binance will have their own staking service for Cardano. And I think that Coinbase will have their own staking service for Cardano. In order to be added to Coinbase, I think that Coinbase will require some sort of custody solution for their own staking pool. And this is going to entice new users, new ADA users or new ADA holders to actually hold their ADA on Coinbase. Now, the fees associated with that, I don't know. I mean, Tezos is 25% fees before they give you your returns back. And I believe at the end of the day, it's like 5 or 6%. But they take 25% off top, and then you're left off with 6% returns. So they may have a similar business model for Cardano. Binance, on the other hand, may race down to zero and just try to offer, use this as a loss leader and try to offer as much rewards as possible in order to pad their wallets. But I'm sure they're going to be making some sort of profit because they're assuming some sort of risk. So it depends. I highly encourage you. I know I'm the title of the stake pool, but I highly encourage you not to delegate to a large pool like Binance or Coinbase or IOHK or Mergo or the Cardano Foundation. They have enough ADA. If you really want to support the ecosystem, if you truly want to be decentralized, stay away from the biggest powers. And it's not necessarily my pool, but it's the small business pools. Ryzen says, do you anticipate SCAR will hit saturation in the testnet? Seems popular, which is nice. Yes, I'm getting a lot of feedback from a lot of people are want to support the pool, want to delegate to the pool. And I greatly appreciate that. If we're going to reach saturation point, I don't think so, to tell you the truth, because that saturation point has been removed. I don't know how much ADA is going to be delegated to our pool. I really don't. The internet is I would have to say it's a very fickle place. And this is my first time experiencing this. Although people are interested, when the time comes, will people show up? That's the whole different story. So we have to wait and see. I'm going to be monitoring it closely. But even if the express demand for delegating to SCAR is higher than anticipated, I still don't think we're going to hit saturation point. It's just high to get to that saturation point. I mean, maybe there are some mega whales that are watching this that can fill up the pools a lot quicker. And I'm not saying that anyone here has small wallets or anything whatsoever, but we're talking about maybe saturation points, maybe in the 9 figures of ADA, which is a lot of ADA. So we'll see. Ariel says the mainnet dataless wallet where they took the snapshot is at the main wallet, or where can we still send ADA, or are we having a new wallet? So there's going to be a new wallet that you're going to download. So your mainnet wallet, you can ignore it for now. You can use the snapshot is done. So you could technically send your mainnet ADA back to Binance or back to Bittrex and sell your ADA, or you can trade it, or you can do whatever you want, whatever you'd like. because it's over. You're going to get your snapshot if you have your seed phrase. So you're going to download a separate download, which should be available sometime tomorrow. And don't quote me because, things may be delayed, but I've heard that it's going to be tomorrow. And if it's next week, then so be it. But I think staking should start next week. Mr. T says, when will the staking start? Probably next week. I heard that they're going to give pool operators a couple of days to prepare after they download the incentivized testnet reward wallet. So once people download that second wallet, stake pool operators have a couple days to prepare, and then things will go live. Yeah, Sean says testnet staking starts tomorrow. The download starts tomorrow. The actual staking may start next week. Raul Alejandre says, what will your pool's ticker be? It will be SCAR, SCAR. You can check it out on the Cardano registry, the Cardano Foundation registry. It has been merged and has been approved. So we should be good to go. I mean, we did everything that we followed the directions to a T. It was merged and it was approved. So we are up there. You can go ahead and check. It's SCAR, SCAR, like Scar from the Lion King. Yassine says, what are your fees for staking and how much will you charge us stakers? So the fee that we are charging for SCAR is going to be 6%. So 6%, that's the flat fee that we're charging. So it's 6% of your ADA rewards. So if you receive 100 rewards throughout the entire testnet, you will be automatically paying SCAR 6 ADA. And this is for operational costs and to continue growing our pool. So 6% is our go-to percentage. People have asked, are you going to compete with the RockPi pools? What if they are charging less? We're not going to move from 6%, not down to like we're not racing to the bottom, basically. We've created a business model and we're going to see if it sticks or if it doesn't. And we're going to go after it. And, whatever happens, but we're not racing to the bottom whatsoever. I don't believe in that. I don't think that's healthy for the protocol. I think that businesses should be rewarded for participating within the Cardano ecosystem, and only through business growth will we have business solutions develop. If we look in the future, if you really want Cardano to go to the moon or ADA to go to the moon, and we have app developers need to get paid. Everyone that's working within the ecosystem needs to get paid. You need to get paid for delegating your ADA. Everyone needs to get paid. That's the only reason. That's the only way people are going to be incentivized to build. If everything is just a race to the bottom and everyone is doing stuff pro bono, then after a while the passion will fizzle out. Those are my beliefs. Rosewood Knuckles says, how many testnet pools will there be? Are they shooting for 100, 200 to 300 as rumored? I'm not 100% sure. They're probably shooting for that. I think it may be between 100 and 200, but we'll see. Ahmed says, what happens if I had to reboot my staking pool server after the monthly regular OS patching? Well, if you have a block and you're chosen during that time, you would miss out on the rewards, and everyone in your pool would also miss out on those rewards. So that's the key with staking. Especially if you're doing home-based solutions and you have to update or upgrade, if you go down, if you don't have maximum uptime, you miss slots, and over time that catches up. Steven Sinises says, hello, Binance is staking for absolutely free. How will this affect Cardano staking pools if they too stake? Yeah, I haven't heard about Binance free staking solutions. I mean, free staking solutions for Cardano. I know they probably have it for other cryptocurrencies. And I mean, if Binance offers a free solution, it's going to hurt pools. I don't know how to get around that because Binance is such a big platform. One drawback is that, you're not holding your own ADA, and I don't know, at any given time, things may change. I know that they offered, what was it? They had some sort of ROI program on just holding ADA. It was more of like a what is it called? Kind of like a DeFi solution. Just they would pay you annualized rate for just holding ADA in your wallet. And they had stipulations, though. It only went up to a maximum of 500,000 ADA. So if you had over 500,000 ADA, the rest of the ADA didn't really count. So it was just on the first 500,000 ADA that they would pay you that 6% or whatever the return fees were. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a problem, this free-based model. But we'll see. We're going to have to attack that when we get there. We will have to attack that when we get there. And, hopefully in the future, IOHK releases solutions on Daedalus. Like, part of being on Daedalus, what I had the vision of, it was going to be this gigantic sort of dApp center and a place where people would be logging in constantly and maybe communicating with the blockchain. If there's dApps, if there's different cryptocurrencies that are offered within the Daedalus wallets, and it's more interactive, it's some place where people can log in every single day, then they won't be incentivized to actually use Binance. But if there's nothing to do on Daedalus, then eventually people will probably merge to Binance. But until we get that utility within Daedalus, and until we get those features and that functionality that will help us just stay within the platform and use it like an app, I don't, Binance is a serious threat. Binance is a serious threat. Benjamin says, when are we going to see the staking pool dashboard? There are a couple screenshots here and there. You can go on GitHub, but it looks really cool. I saw a glimpse of it, a quick video of it when I was in the Ambassador live stream earlier this week. It was just for ambassadors, just to give us a sneak peek, and it looked very cool. Let's see. Okay. Sean says, do you think Cardano is prepared to be listed on Coinbase when Shelly and Gogan is live on mainnet? Yeah. Yes. I think so. I mean, I believe they will be. I believe they will be, because they'll meet all the criteria that Coinbase requires for cryptocurrencies or blockchain projects. You have to be decentralized. But I think that another thing that I've talked about previously is that earn program. So I think that either the Cardano Foundation or one of the entities is going to have to give rewards to that Coinbase earn program so that can onboard new users. Pull and be damned says payout is 1-to-1. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that question is referring to. If you're referring to like ADA rewards, like if you get 100 ADA, testnet ADA during the testnet, yeah, you'll get 100 real ADA. Yes, it's 1-to-1 in that sense, if that's what you're asking. Edward says, what do you think of the Tezos and the baking rewards? To be honest, I'm not too familiar with it. I'm not too familiar with the Tezos project. I know of them. I read a little bit about them, and I know they have that baking system. I know that the rewards are decent, and I know that they just passed us up on CoinMarketCap, so they're doing something, but I don't know too much about Tezos. Not to have like an intelligent conversation with anyone. Falcon Eye Vision says, can you drop the link of all the staking pools in the chat, please? I have to see. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. 1 second. One second. So here's, okay. I have this saved. So that's the link for our staking pool. And you can just click the hyperlink incentivize testnet registry, click registry, and you'll see more or less all the staking pools that have been submitting. So you can navigate through that portal. Let's see. Nick says, at today's ADA value, I'm going to set my fee at 7%. Good to go, Nick. I approve of that. I think that's really fair. Personally, I think that stake pool operators should be making like at least 10%, like just based on the amount of work that they've put in. But there are just a lot of low-cost solutions that are going to just push the economics to the bottom. So you just have to be competitive with your stake pool. Edward says, important question, is staking your ADA safe since it is not on a ledger? Well, yes. I mean, if your computer is compromised and you're entering your seed phrase in the testnet wallet and someone has some kind of keylogger and is just taking like snapshots of your computer, then it's not necessarily that the protocol is not safe. It's your computer that's not safe. So anything that goes wrong, it's probably the fault of your computer, or maybe you downloaded the incorrect version on some malicious phishing website. So you want to make sure that you're downloading from the correct website. And once you stake, it's good. So as long as you're taking the proper safety protocols, you're good to go. And I know it's overstressed in this crypto community that safety is key. Safety is a priority. I don't think that it should be used in such a fearful manner. You need to be conscious of it, but you know how to do proper security methods. You know you need an antivirus program, a legitimate one. You know you need to triple check and quadruple check the URLs. You know you need to get information directly from IOHK. It's not from me. Like I'm not giving you the download portals. Get it from IOHK, Emergo, or the Cardano Foundation. Don't listen to any spoof accounts. If there's any accounts of me contacting you, it's fictitious. It's not like that. I don't like anyone here. It's just I'm not going to personally reach out to you. I've said it before. You can reach out to me and then we can start a conversation, but I'm not going to go out of my way to reach out to you because I don't know you. You don't really know me. So reach out to me on approved platforms where you know I'm on, and then we can start a conversation. But I'm not going to reach out to you giving you any fictitious links or send ADA here. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. Trade Feed says DeFi is centralized, perhaps. Hillpole says, will test net rewards compound? Last I heard, compounding would start with the main net, but I don't know. I've been hearing back and forth. So I believe that you're going to be able to redelegate or redelegate your staking rewards back into your principal, but I'm not 100% sure. We won't know until we finally see the platform on next week. Things have changed. I mean, the saturation point was just removed. So things could change. Things could have been changed already. So I could say something right now and it's incorrect by next week. That's why I've been trying. I want to send email updates, but it's very difficult because I don't know for certain how everything's going to happen or how everything's going to work out. I'm learning as I go. Same for everyone else. It's a learning experience. We're at the cutting edge of the cutting edge, so we need to make sure that we are just taking the punches and dodging, weaving, and making sure that we're good to go. But all I'm concerned about right now is making sure that everyone is ready to go for next week. Everyone is ready to start earning their ADA rewards. I mean, this is very exciting, very exciting. One of my goals when I was within crypto at the beginning, it's like I want to try to set up as many passive income streams as possible. And that's why proof of stake is a little bit, it's enjoyable to me. I enjoy the idea of receiving returns in cryptocurrency. At the same time, you're speculating, but that those passive ADA rewards is something that I'm definitely looking forward to. And I think it's something that a lot of the community members are looking forward to. This is what we've been working for and waiting for and anticipating for a very long time. Let's see. John Quest says, is the staking just a test net? I didn't participate in the snapshot. Yes, this is just a test net staking. So if you did not participate in the snapshot, if you didn't have ADA in a snapshot ready address, unfortunately, you will not be able to stake. You will be able to stake when we hit mainnet, but that should be, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 months, maybe 3 months. I mean, 3 to 6 months for sure. 3 to 6 months for sure, I think. So you're going to have to wait a little bit, unfortunately, but your time will come. D-Wave, is planet Earth a good spot to profit in when the blessings come? Yeah, definitely. Nick, thanks for answering the questions. I appreciate you. Neon says, hi, do you think Cardano will be a good platform for games? So, I used to play a lot of video games. I played a lot less video games over when I grew up a little bit. Not saying it's not for grown-ups whatsoever, but when I became an adult and I had responsibilities, like I've had less time to play video games. It's something that I want to get back into when I'm a little bit freer of time. But right now I'm just trying to build. And I just don't have time to play video games anymore. But as far as video games within blockchain, I haven't really researched too many. I know, there's a lot of like card games and gambling games and sort of like trading games. And, as far as like full-fledged video games or just like, little tiny mini clip games. I don't know what gaming looks like in blockchain, because blockchain is still like very heavy. It's a little bit slow. Like things work better off blockchains than they do in blockchains. Blockchains could be used for like money and making sure that documents are secure, but they could also be used for video games as well, making sure that people's characters are secure and they're forever immutable and they live within this ecosystem. But I just don't know how that interacts with any native currency. I guess I have to see. Hopefully people build some games when Plutus and Marlow release. I'm sure it's going to be simple at first. I mean, maybe it might be some sort of guessing game or a gambling game, and they may just increase complexity as the blockchain improves. D-Wave says, when is the wallet dropping? Wallet dropping tomorrow. Staking should start probably sometime next week. That's what I heard. I was in the ambassador meeting. So wallet is supposed to happen tomorrow on Friday. It's Thursday where I'm at, so it may be Friday where you're at. So we should be getting something soon. And then staking, they're going to give stake pool operators a couple days to prepare and get ready. Sean says, are dApps being created behind the scenes by IOHK and Emergo? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe. I know, Plutus is being worked on, but as far as actual dApps that are being created, I'm not sure if they're going to be using some kind of third-party services to create those dApps or they're building in-house. I'm not sure. Hensai says, I would like to be in control of my ADA. I would not like to put my ADA in a bank, just saying. Yeah, control your funds for sure. You never know when you're going to get that hammer or that Binance letter that says, your trading or your withdrawals have been suspended. Nick says, 100% agree with the 10+%. I don't think people understand what it takes to do this the right way. I agree. Everyone at the end of the day, you want to try to save as much money as possible and earn as many rewards as possible. Like it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I understand that you're trying to save your money, but every like outcome or every input has a certain output. And that's not a play on input output. I mean, I'm wearing their shirt, IOHK. But what you do today directly influences the future of the blockchain. People complain all the time that, they like, I don't know where you live. You can go shop at Walmart or you can show up at some local small business or get something custom made or crafted. And, you put your money where your mouth is. And, if you buy cheap products, if you buy certain items that have extremely low profit margins and it's more just about the bulk, that's what you're supporting. You're supporting that decision with your dollar. And that's why stores like Walmart thrive and different stores, different dollar stores that have very low quality items. Like the materials are very cheap. They're just trash. Instead, of supporting, maybe doing a combination of both. I know people's incomes are not completely expendable, but think about it of how you want to see this ecosystem flourish. There will be companies that are going to race to the bottom, including Binance. So if everyone starts delegating to Binance, then we're going to be just 2-3 staking pools at the end of the day. One big Binance or lots of big Binance pools and IOHK pool. But what is that going to look like in the future? What company is going to come and want to work with our blockchain if they know that Binance is in charge, or if they know that another IOHK is just in charge? I mean, it works for temporary like the first few years, but long term, I don't know. We'll see. I could be doing this all wrong. Benjamin Trade Feed says DeFi is centralized because ETH doesn't scale. Perhaps. I know they have some scaling solutions in their roadmap. Benjamin says, how do I delegate my stake? The testnet does not give me this option. So Benjamin, it's not available yet. That testnet that you downloaded after the first snapshot, it's deprecated. It plays no importance. The real testnet is going to be downloaded sometime tomorrow. So you'll be able to stake probably sometime next week because they're going to give stake pool operators a few days to get ready before. I didn't understand that. Hold on. My phone is just starts talking randomly. I've got to turn on off that Google Voice. Let's see. Yeah, Nick, thanks for answering these questions. Hen says, how do I get in contact with you? You can find me on Telegram, PhilPA6. You can find me on Twitter, PhilPA6. Drop a comment on YouTube. You can find me. You can find me. Yes. Telegram, Twitter, YouTube. Yes. Steven says, Steven or Stefan. I always get confused of how to pronounce that name. Is it Steven or Stefan? But sorry if I butchered your name. Engine platform has developed gains on the blockchain. Okay. Oh, well, I have to check that out. Illy Stan says, hi from Romania, mate. It seems your cold has passed. Yeah, I'm in the tail end of it. I mean, I don't have a runny nose like I had it before. I mean, there was just mucus falling on my nose last stream. You know, I didn't want to show anyone boogers coming out of my nose, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. But I had to get on my live stream. So Shift for Change says just buy Tezos and sell ADA. To me, sounds good. Dash Garage says, so the Yoroi wallet update will drop tomorrow. Yeah, you should be able to download something. I don't know. I mean, Mergo is running on IOHK updates. So when IOHK updates, they have to be rushing to make sure that they get their product out on time. So we'll see. Derek says, hi, I feel I'm able. I'm looking to stake with you, and I don't see a way to contact you. You can contact me on YouTube. You can contact me on Telegram, PhilPA6. You can contact me on Twitter, PhilPA6. So I'm going to be showing you exactly how to delegate to my pool or our pool when the time comes. So testnet staking should start sometime next week. I'm going to make tutorials about how to delegate. It's going to be a simple process, and I'm going to show you exactly how to delegate to our pool. The stake pool ticker is SCAR, SCAR, just like Scar from the Lion King. And yeah, it's going to be easy. Trust me. There's no, I mean, I will walk anyone that needs to walk through that needs a walkthrough. I promise you, I will. If you have participated in the snapshot, you will be able to stake, and it won't be as hard as you think. Like I was saying at the beginning of this live stream, I saw the methods on the ambassador call earlier this week. It's going to be like a 3-step method. If you've ever ordered any clothes online from H&M or any of those websites, and you the first tab, it's like put your billing address. The second tab is put your shipping address, and the third tab is confirm your order, review your order, and ship. That's exactly how it's going to be. Of course, you're not buying, shipping, or confirming any products, but it's going to be like a 3-step method where you're going to choose the pool, confirm your delegation, and just move forward. And it's going to be choose the wallet as well. So it's going to be relatively easy. Yeah, Jim says there are trade-offs. Lloyd Johnson says, do I have to change to the new wallet? Yeah, so you're going to download the new wallet. And once you download the new wallet, you're going to put your seed phrase in. So if you're familiar with after the first snapshot, you did a similar thing. You're going to put your seed phrase in from your main wallet. And then that's what you're going to be using to interact with the blockchain, the testnet blockchain, and delegate your stake. Thanks, Philly Mac. I appreciate that. Nick says, one thing that I think these race to the bottom stake pools aren't considering are the outlying costs of running a business, legal fees, accounting, insurance, marketing, etc. Even if you own a rock pie, you can't ignore these other things. Yeah, I mean, people get at me for talking bad about the rock pie and stuff like that. At the end of the day, it really is up to you. Like, if you feel a certain way or if you feel my opinion's wrong about the rock pie, you're free to delegate to any pool that you want. That's the freedom of being part of a decentralized ecosystem. I don't have to tell you what to do, or you don't have to listen to me. I could be completely wrong. But at the end of the day, these rock pie solutions, they're not serious. Like, they're not serious. Like, I mean, they can do what the protocol desires, but it's not a serious, I don't know. 1,000 stake pools or 300 stake pools all running on rock pies. I just don't think it's going to be taken seriously by a financial institution or any sort of company that wants to come and build their projects on there. You need some professional server-based solutions. And I think maybe a mixture of both is where the balance lies. But of course, you do whatever is best for you, whatever is best for your financial interest. But this is a long-term project for me and for a lot of people, and I'm sure for Nick as well. And we're looking 5-10 years out. We're not looking next year. So for the individual consumer that just wants to maximize their returns, yes, go look for a 0% pool for a rock pie that's going to guarantee your uptime or do something like that. I don't know if they can sustain themselves for a long period of time, but if they're out there, go for it. Go for it. Do what's best for you. But I'm worried about the longevity of this ecosystem, because this project could fizzle out if all the marks aren't hit correctly. It's like it's a science. It's a science. Kaizen says, thank you for the update. What are your thoughts on the rock pie? I know I will surely be building one. Go ahead, buy the kit, build one. Solo stake. As far as running a stake pool, I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's up to you. If you want to do it, build a project, make it even more decentralized, by all means, go for it. As far as running a sustainable stake pool business with it, I don't think it can be done. Maybe it can be done, or it can be done, but I don't, if whether or not it's good for the Cardano ecosystem, that's debatable. Magu says, do you think one day Cardano will overtake Ethereum? Perhaps. I think we're a ways away from that. We still have a few milestones to hit before that happens. And it seems like Ethereum is progressing as well. So before, I thought it was more like in no time we're going to pass Ethereum. But at this point, it's like we're building, Ethereum's building at the same time. Ethereum's also building partnerships. I think they just had a partnership with Nike. So that's that's bigger than New Balance, and it seems like it's a strong build or whatever they're doing. So we're going to talk about that in the Cardano Effect podcast live stream later this weekend. So I don't want to talk too much about it. But Tio says, when do you think Cardano is really going to be adopted everywhere? I don't know. I mean, we need smart contracts and we need staking to hit mainnet before we can even talk about that. So it's going to take a while. It's Steven with a PH. Oh, Stefan. Okay. My mom do me for life. Okay, Stefan. Sorry about that. Okay. Stefan. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I've seen both. So, okay, Stefan. Rock pies are fun to play with. Nick, yes. I have a little Raspberry Pi. I know it's no rock pie, but I have a little Raspberry Pi right here. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm eating all this thing. I'm doing my own little project here, but as far as running a stake pool or anything on a similar device, it's not serious to me. Derek says okay. Nick says it will take some time for Cardano to hit, but at the end of the day, it will be worth it. Yes. JB says bakingbad.org gives you a list of insured Tezos bakers. Okay. TradeFeed says, since there are saturation points, why would Binance create multiple pools? Binance is not in the business for staking, maybe as add-on value for customers, but not beyond that, in my opinion. TradeFeed's saturation points, they're not going to hit during the test net. So I'm not 100% sure. The parameters for the saturation point has been completely kind of revamped. Even the papers don't reflect what was said maybe a year or two ago. So according to the latest tweet from IOHK, the saturation point is going to be at 1% of the total delegated stake. So if we're looking at, let's say that all 26 billion ADA or 31 billion ADA, and maybe in the future 45 billion ADA are actually delegated at any particular time, we're looking at pools with a saturation point at between 200 and 400 million ADA. You know, with Binance's wallet of around 2 billion ADA, I mean, that's only 4 or 5 pools, maybe a little bit more, depending on the saturation point. So it's not like they're going to have to create, before I thought the saturation point was going to be like 20 to 30 million. So I thought they would have to create maybe dozens and dozens of pools in order to satiate their wallet balance. But if the saturation level is just completely removed, then it's not the case. Shift for Change says, this is going to be a lot of fun, guys. We were making history with Cardano. Yes, the title of this video is it's playoff time. It's playoff time. We made it to the playoffs. I'm very excited. You know, this is a making money journey. This is a change journey. Like, we're changing the ecosystem. We're using blockchain to change the financial ecosystem. We're using blockchain to change everything. I mean, finances are changing. There's so many things. This is very exciting. It's very exciting. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this. And, you know, I said this before, but part of why I got into blockchain is because, you know, I wanted to create these passive income streams. And, you know, with these proof of stake projects and Cardano especially, because this is my favorite project, but it's interesting. I'm excited to create these ADA rewards and have them compound over time, and just look at things grow and maybe reevaluate in a couple of years and see exactly how far we've gone. But this is history. JB says, my Tezos Baker will show you how to select Tezos Bakers. Okay, let me see. Still thinking of a great screen name. Can we delegate to multiple pools from one wallet? No, not initially, not for the initial part of the testnet. So in order to delegate to multiple pools, you're going to have to split up your rewards wallets within the incentivized testnet. So you're going to have to split it into many different wallets if you want to delegate to many pools. But once you have that wallet, it's all in for a particular pool. That will change over time, but initially, that's what it is. Jeremy, I'm up late. Yeah. Yeah. I had to get people ready. Jeremy, tomorrow is the download for the testnet. And after that, it's next week, we're going to start staking. So just letting you know, Jeremy is the other founding member of Stake Cardano, and our stake pool ticker is SCAR, SCAR, like Scar and the Lion King. So just want to let everyone know that that's our pool. I'm going to be showing you tutorials about how to delegate to our pool. You can check the Cardano registry. Our stake pool ticker has merged and approved from the Cardano Foundation. So technically speaking, we should be good to go for next week. So once again, it's going to be very exciting. Bonsai is, are you vested in Ethereum as well as ADA to diversify? I actually don't have any Ethereum, but I do have some ERC20 tokens, or should I say token or tokens? Token or tokens? That's a good question. Maybe tokens, but it's not a lot, like maybe 1 or 2 tokens. Either 1 token or 2 tokens, two different blockchain projects. No, but I don't have any Ethereum, but I do have a couple ERC tokens. Nick says we need passive nodes as well. If they want to donate the RockPi resources for that, it would be helpful for the community at large. I agree. That would be wonderful, because decentralization is important. But as far as, yeah, different use cases for different projects, different use cases for different solutions. So the server-based solutions, the heavy-duty solutions, can be used to create those pools and, run relay nodes in the future and process massive numbers of transactions. I don't know what business models will be birthed from this, but it should be interesting. Shift for Change says, do I own any Bitcoin or Ethereum or just Cardano? I don't own any Bitcoin. Well, actually, I'd probably have like $100 of Bitcoin right now, but nothing substantial. And Ethereum, no, I don't, but I do have a couple ERC20 tokens. And I am diversified outside of Cardano. So I have I was saying this before, I probably have like 8 tokens, 3 major holdings, like significant holdings for my relative to my net worth. But the rest of them are just kind of like shots in the dark, some of that scrap. Kaizen says, using the calculator to look at my rewards is awesome. I would need 500,000 ADA to replace my income. When the price hits $1, that's $100 per day. You see, that's the great thing about the calculator. You can put your dream price in there, or you figure out exactly how much you need to live per day. I mean, every time I make a financial decision in my life, I figure out what that translates per month. If you're renting, if you're paying a couple $1,000s for rent, or if you're paying $1,000 for rent, you divide that by 30 days, and those are your fixed costs for the month. Then you add in your electricity bill, you add in your water bill, you add in your food for the month, you add in this, that, all your expenses. Maybe you have children, maybe you send them to school, or you pay for supplies or uniforms or whatever you do. You take all those expenses, write it down on the sheet, and you figure out how much per month you spend. And then you figure out how much per day that is. And then you figure out exactly how much you would need, how many rewards you would need to create a sort of passive income stream from your ADA rewards to supplement or augment your current lifestyle. And it doesn't have to match it one for one. But think about it. If you had enough ADA to make like $20 a day or $30 a day, and that's what your rent is per day or something like that, then that you have your rent covered. And maybe it's not rent covered now because it's so hard to exit ADA, but eventually ADA may be added to Coinbase and you may be able to sell immediately. Or there may be some sort of solution with your rent provider where the renter has some sort of crypto exchange where you can pay your rent directly in crypto, and maybe regulation has eased off. So this is a 5-10 years out, maybe a few years out. So you really need to think about that, because the decisions you make today in crypto are going to affect your crypto journey 3 to 5 years from now. The people that were in Bitcoin 3 to 5 years before, now they're sitting pretty. It's tumultuous right now. Everyone is sitting on edge. Everyone depression is at an all-time high in the crypto community. But the decisions that we make today could possibly affect our future. And it's all about trying to ease in your workload over time, because all of you in this chat, you work hard for your money. You're out there, you're putting in those hours, and you're looking for ways in order to supplement or augment your income, and creating these little revenue streams here, planting those seeds. They may be full trees by the time this project matures. So let's see. How does someone become an ambassador? From Mark Barnes. At one point, you had to be nominated to be an ambassador. I don't remember the exact process. Once again, I was making my YouTube videos before the ambassador program was enacted, so I had no idea about the ambassador program. So you could say that, there are more ambassadors now, but I may have been just grandfathered in because I was one of the only YouTubers that were making Cardano related videos at that point. But I think you can nominate someone, you can nominate yourself. I didn't nominate myself. I just was chosen as an ambassador from the Cardano Foundation. So someone nominated me. So I appreciate anyone that nominated me at that particular time. Wayne Morgan says, just saw that you're on. Is wallet for staking available now? No, it should be available tomorrow, Friday. It's Thursday where I'm at right now, almost Friday. So it's 11:20 where I'm at right now, PM. So I'm hearing it should be Friday, and staking should start next week because they're giving stake pool operators a couple days to prepare. Shift for Change says, yes, I'm very excited. In this time, it gets hard, but I'm excited. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too. Wayne Morgan says, does a staking pool have to have a dedicated static IP assigned to it? So yes. So like when you create that certificate, I mean, it's associated with the IP address that you submit your packets to, or when you get your delegation certificate or your stake pool operator certificate. So I'm assuming that if you use a dynamic IP, things are going to be changing consistently, and then you're going to have to. How are you going to be recognized as the node that you're saying that you are? So, static IP is probably a good idea to run a pool. Magu says, when did you get into buying ADA? October or November 2017. Like my first buys were between 2 and 3 cents. Like at the high, I think with like 2.7, 2.8, like the high twos. But once again, I'm telling you this, but I didn't get a lot at that particular time. I didn't get as much as I should have. So it is what it is. So you may think that my pockets are larger than they actually are, but they aren't. Stefan says, realistically, if all goes well, can Cardano ever be worth more than Bitcoin? Is that possible? Like total market cap wise, perhaps. Perhaps. That's a tough question. Will it be? I don't know. It depends. Next year is going to be the defining year for Cardano, depending on how the stake pool goes from testnet to mainnet, and depending on how Plutus and Marlowe are received. That's really going to let us know exactly what the potential for this project is going to be. At this point, no one's beating Bitcoin anytime soon, and I know that Bitcoin has its halvening next year. So I don't know. It may be time before any project surpasses Bitcoin, but you never know with crypto. I could be saying that, and next month all the projects pass Bitcoin, but I doubt that's going to happen. Jeremy says, I don't recall Charles Hoskinson ever being on your channel. I think he owes you at least one interview. Get Charles on this channel. Yeah. That would be funny. I would have to prepare something unique in order to pique his interest. He gets so much information in his AMAs, and he's always doing interviews. So that would be an interesting one. Trade Feed says, why BTC people refuse to accept reality that China runs 70% of network and get excited about centralized sidechains. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who constitutes the crypto market is so strange. I mean, people are talking about the whole point of cryptocurrency is this like financial autonomy, being free from. It's kind of like this anarchist spirit, being free from governments, being free from banks, being free from this. And it couldn't be further from the truth. Bitcoin can be tracked. I mean, it's pretty easy to match an address to a particular person once you have certain metadata. And it's more centralized than what people think with the Chinese miners, with Bitmain, so it's supposed to be a free currency, but yet it's controlled by a not free country. So I don't know. And people say that's not true, but they obviously don't know how China works. And it is what it is. I can't sugarcoat it at all. Derek Amos, I like your professional approach, and that's why I'm staking with you. Well, we appreciate that, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I'm just going to try to give you the best content as possible. I'm trying to just, purpose of this YouTube video, it's a little self-serving. I'm trying to highlight my journey as well. But in the meantime, I've met all these wonderful people, all these people that share similar passions to me, as me. And it's great to have a conversation with everyone and see exactly what everyone's goals are. But I'm excited. I'm excited to build something make money in the process and just have some fun. Kaizen says, if Charles partners with Jack Dorsey, will Cardano change to a decentralized social media platform or a decentralized financial operating system? Also, Bitcoin will win. If Charles partners with Jack Dorsey, I don't know. I mean, I've heard those rumors about. I know that John O'Connor was in Africa and he took a picture with Jack Dorsey. But I don't know. I've talked about it a little bit off camera, but I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's more like conjecture. Like I don't like to like hype things up if I don't have proof behind it. Like I know some things, but they're not. Whether or not they're 100% factual is yet to be determined. So I just kind of keep my mouth shut until I see the silver lining, if that makes any sense. Neon says, I'm excited to download the testnet wallet tomorrow. I'm curious how it will look. Yeah, it looks clean. I like dataless. You'd always look clean as well. But, I'm a dataless guy here. I've been dataless since the beginning. So I know it's clean. Ivan says, if I buy more ADA after the snapshot, it won't be allowed to be staked. That's correct. So any ADA that you buy now or after November 29th won't be added to your testnet balance. You're going to have to wait until mainnet. Jeremy says, is your buddy Tyrone doing okay? Haven't heard from him for a while. He's dropped some good Cardano info in the past. Yeah, he's doing fine. I talked to him, I don't know, 2 days ago. I talked to him, pretty often. I think he's I'm supposed to be meeting up with him soon, but he's trying to get back into some videos. But yeah, he's doing fine. Nick says, correct. Only ADO you have. Nick, thanks again. MVP. I appreciate you answering some questions. I really do. Nick, you're running a stake pool as well. Feel free to plug it. You've been helping me out a lot. I appreciate it. Two guys, Natty, NYC. How you doing? Where in New York are you? I lived in Manhattan for 4 years. Well, I went to college in Manhattan for 4 years, so I'm familiar with New York City. It was an interesting experience. Manhattan, Soho? Okay. Magu says, I hope you get well off doing this, though. You deserve this because you've been here for a long time, and thank you for your time and all your hard work. I appreciate that. As far as the business model behind the pool, I'm just going to be honest with you. This is not like I've ran the numbers. It's not like this is going to be, it could provide some sort of income, but it's not like I don't believe it's going to be like a get rich income, if you know what I mean. Like the actual money that I've invested in crypto already, or the projects that I've invested in, that's what's going to, I think, take me to the next level. This is going to be the economics behind Cardano staking. It's not as lucrative for stake pool operators as you think. I'm doing this to support the ecosystem. We're doing this to support the ecosystem. It's not like, you can run the numbers yourself. It's not like there's a bag waiting at the end of the table for the stake pool operators. It's really not the case at all. So doing this to support the ecosystem. In addition, though, that's why I say that things should be switched a little bit or move so it swings in the pendulum of Cardano stake pool operators, because I see Nick in the chat. I see a handful of other stake pool operators that are dedicating their time and energy. You don't know how much time this takes to build out this ecosystem, to build out the stake pools that are going to end up supporting the decentralized goal of the Cardano ecosystem. And there's not really a payout at the end. So, people only do things for as long as they feel motivated to do so, and there's just not many people that are willing to spend so much time if there's not some sort of financial reward at the end. I'm in this because I love the project, and there are a few others that love the project. But if you want to get the masses in, you got to open up that checkbook. The reason why Apple's big, the reason why Amazon's big. Have you seen the Apple Store? Have you seen Angry Birds, or have you seen Amazon? 2016, it was like 48% or 48 to 51% of the sales on Amazon were from third-party sellers. It's people that are not even Amazon that are shipping Prime items to everyday customers around the world. And that number is growing. It's because they're financially incentivized to run businesses on top of Amazon. Apple incentivizes people to build apps. There are different platforms that incentivize people to build businesses. And when you incentivize people, that's when real cool things really come out. Jeremy says, Bitcoin will win what exactly? There are so many purposes in this game. Tim says, hello from New Mexico. Tim, how you doing? Junior and I ready to stake with my... Oh, awesome. Awesome, Tim. Tomorrow, testnet download, and then Monday, I believe, is when staking is actually going to start. They're giving stake pool operators a few days to get ready. Stake pool ticker is going to be SCAR, like Scar from the Lion King, SCAR. We've got it approved just recently, maybe I'd say probably, let me check how many hours ago. I don't want to say something wrong. Oh, okay, yesterday, yeah. Cardano Foundation approved SCAR yesterday. Slice Keeper says ABQ. I'm not sure what that is. Magu says, I'm all in with SCAR in the future in the mainnet. All the best to us. Awesome. Wayne Morgan says, when smart contracts come out, any idea if safe template library will be available from IOHK or Mergo? I'm not sure. That's a good question, though. Very good question. Let's see. Nick, you agree? Awesome. What game are you playing with those Astros? Manhattan, Soho. Okay, I'm catching up to the chat now. Wayne Morgan says, need a smart contract for my kid to take out the trash. Tim says, you work in New York City, system admin. Okay. New York City, I didn't grow up in a big city like New York City, so it was a shock when I went to college in Manhattan, and it's an interesting place. Kaizen says, should we take over DeFi? Smart contracts. I'm just catching up to chat, everyone. Jeremy says, yeah, unless ADA moons, we aren't making much. I guess that's what we're all hoping for one day. Exactly what Jeremy's saying. Jeremy's also, he's a co-owner of Stake Cardano and the SCAR. He's awesome. So, both of us have discussed the model. We have 4 people on our team. And, we're not lying to you when we say it's not like something that's going to just make any stake pool operator rich, it really isn't. And I think you could talk to other stake pool operators to let you know. It's something that we're doing to support the ecosystem. If we make money in the process, then it is what it is. But I still don't think the incentives are tilted towards stake pool operators. So it's more like, we've been doing this, we're in it, and we're just going to continue doing this. Kaizen says, why not let Ethereum deal with that? I guess DeFi, let Cardano focus on supply chain and governance. Perhaps. Yoda Kolopa says, was there supposed to be something done after the testnet snapshot was taken, or is it okay to leave your ADA where it's at? You're good. As long as your ADA was in a snapshot ready address, there's nothing that you should have done or you could have done afterwards. You're going to be downloading a new testnet wallet when the time comes, and that should be tomorrow. And you can leave your ADA where it's at, or you can send it somewhere, whatever you want. Houghton says Tezos is going to moon. Awesome. Salem says Amsterdam is 522, a bit early. Mainnet staking will be as simple as drag and drop. Put your spending password and go. Don't want a new wallet for this. Am I right? Love your pool. Thank you. Yes, it's going to be a simple drag and drop. I I compared it earlier in the stream to shopping on a clothing website like H&M or any other clothing website. It's a 3-step process. You usually put your billing address, then your shipping address on the next screen, and then you review your order and you confirm your order. And you put your credit card information and stuff like that. Obviously, you're not putting your credit card information here, but it's going to be similar. You're going to choose which wallet you're going to delegate with. You're going to point it to a particular pool, and then you're going to confirm your delegation, get your certificate, send your certificate to that pool, and then you're good to go. 3-step process. Good. Tim says, yes, Albuquerque. Okay. Trade Feed says, did you like the idea of the MMA fight? No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I mean, I gave my responses in the Cardano, the TCE live stream last week. And, this is how it works. Like I was a little bit angrier behind the scenes, but then when I came on the Cardano Effect podcast, I don't want to appear salty or I don't want to appear like a hater or anything like that. So I kind of like tone it down a little bit. But no, I wasn't happy with it. But once again, I may not know what I'm doing because it's not my project at the end of the day. Charles has built it to what it is now. So it's only fair to give him, maybe he has a bigger vision for it and he has more use cases for it, or he sees the bigger picture. I didn't see the bigger picture, and maybe it's because, I don't know, myopic, or I'm just, my vision is a little bit blurred, but yeah. No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Two guys, Natty. What college? Oh, Columbia University. I was on 116th and Broadway. Well, 116th and Broadway on my sophomore year. I lived on 114th in Amsterdam my freshman year. 116th and Broadway my sophomore year. 116th and Broadway my junior year, and then like 113th and Broadway my senior year. Yeah. So yeah, interesting experience. RB Evans says, it has been a few weeks since I had my Daedalus wallet open. I'm finding I have to update it. Once I did that, I'm still having trouble syncing. I restarted my computer and trying again. Keep on trying. It's stuck at 99.68%. Should I uninstall and start fresh? I do have a small amount sitting on that wallet. So the mainnet ad wallet is not that important right now. As long as you have your seed phrase from your mainnet wallet, that's all you need to access when you're going to download the separate testnet wallet. In the meantime, you can open up a support ticket on the Zendesk portal. But there's also a fix when you get stuck of deleting the DB 1.0 folder. I have a video on that on my YouTube channel. You can just type in DB 1.0 fix, but it's up to you. You'd have to delete the entire blockchain off your computer and then re-download it. So it's up to you. Okay. Caught a live stream. Hey, Shane. Okay, hold on one second. I'm getting a lot of spam from Mimi. So let me remove this person. Remove report. Oh my, hold on one second. Goodness. Okay, so this is why people have this is hide user on this channel. This is why people have moderators. I understand now. Goodness. Oh my goodness. Hold on one second. How do you remove? I'm clicking every single button. Okay. Okay. Jeremy, I added you as moderator. So if you're in here for a couple of seconds, it's hard to delete and read the questions at the exact same time. So yeah. So Willy Wonka says, okay, wait a minute. Sorry about that. I was deleting Mimi. We had okay. Okay. So Mark Stopka says DeFi is the must-have if Cardano wants to reach its mission of being a financial operating system for the world. Could be, for sure. You have a point. Shane says I caught a live stream, but the current DeFi apps on Ethereum are fundamentally flawed, so it's not like they have a solid product on the market right now. So I use that DeFi product called BlockFi. I put like a little bit of Bitcoin in there just to test it out. I guess that's a DeFi solution, and I thought it was pretty cool. I think people would enjoy it. It's so funny because it's like we're reverting back to modern financial systems, like debt-based systems, even though it's an immutable currency. But this whole idea of DeFi is this idea of loaning and creating debt within cryptocurrency, which is so interesting because people have been they've been lambasting debt in the old financial system. And I thought this whole move to crypto was this whole idea of just like you own what you own and that's it. But debt-based contracts are being created. People are just over leveraging their accounts, and it's just the same thing. It's just the same thing, but it's a little different because there's limited inflation for a lot of these cryptocurrencies. Willy Wonka says, I sense some people getting scammed somehow on some pools. Yeah. I guess please don't get scammed. Please don't send me any ADA. Don't send any of my team members ADA. Jeremy, Vaclav, Marcus, and I, we are here to serve you. We are here to act as a pool. At no point do we ever hold any custody over your ADA. You're just delegating your ADA to us. Rewards get automatically distributed. It's not like they come to Philippe's pocket or Jeremy's pocket or Vaclav's pocket or Marcus's pocket, and then we distribute it to you. We set our rewards, which was 6%, and it automatically goes to your wallet. Like automatically, after we win certain slots within an epoch, all the rewards within that given epoch get automatically distributed to everyone who delegated within the pool, minus that 6% fee, which come to us for operational costs. So that's exactly how it works. So don't get scammed. Wayne wants to say, anyone who wants to guess what percentage of ADA gets staked? Oh, yeah, I'm curious to hear from you. Close to 50%. I thought it was going to be between 20 and 30%, but it seems like it's going to be a lot higher. Shane says mixed doubles MMAs with Alice and Bob on Team ADA. Okay. Kaizen says, going to be delegating with you. Can't wait to be up and running. Your role is more important than you know. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate that, Kaizen. I really do. I appreciate the support, the kind words. It's been a double-edged sword because, it's like, you create content, and you have people like you that are leaving wonderful comments, but you also have trolls that troll, and it's a balance. But I appreciate everyone that appreciates this. I really do, and I appreciate talking to most of you. Almost all of you. I really do. Two guys, natty. Not so far from the hood. I don't know. I mean, that place has gotten, the demographic, like it's been gentrified. So the real estate values for like 116th and Broadway and 116th in Amsterdam are really high right now. I mean, so, it's like, I mean, Harlem is not too far away, but like, I mean, Harlem on 125th, but it's not, I don't know. I mean, the stories I heard about Harlem before I went to New York were different than what it appeared. So maybe it's moved up, maybe towards the Bronx, but yeah, I didn't feel like it was that bad. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just trying to catch up because we had a troll named Mimi M. So the escort services have, I guess it was escort services, but I'm pretty sure it was probably a guy. Let's see. Computer tech tutorials, debt is an important tool for society. I agree. I agree. I agree. I just thought it was interesting, but I do agree. Shane Marquis says financing is necessary in any financial system unless we can pay for a house up front or a vehicle. Yes, yes. I agree with that as well. Tim says, I was pleasantly surprised to see Cardano having a New Balance deal. Do you see Cardano being more active in the supply chain space in the future? Perhaps, I think especially if this deal was successful, I think we're going to hear the metrics soon. We're going to talk a little bit about it on the Cardano Effect podcast this weekend. Not that we have any inside information, but just asking questions as to what's going on with the deal. Was it a success? I think if it is a success, they're probably going to white label it, maybe use it across multiple different companies or maybe different shoe models. You never know. You never know. Willy Wonka says, I may refrain from doing any pools. Okay. My normal estimated returns are fine. Yeah. Yeah. It's not, the finances don't look great for stake pool operators. Anyone know how to start up a staking pool from Computer Tech Tutorials? I have Yermangander and JCLI installed. You want to check the IOHK just released a official staking pool operator guide, so you can go ahead and check that out. Let's see. Salem says, can I have my wallet on more computers or have to load on every computer a new one? One same wallet on my other computers. Yeah, you can have more than one wallet on a single computer. Yeah. You just restore a wallet. As long as you have your seed phrase, you can have as many different wallets in your dataless platform as you want. D-Wave says, where do you see ADA in the next 2 years, both development and price-wise? Well, hopefully development in 2 years. Hopefully, we have people that are actively seeking out the platform to build out their dApps in using Plutus, using Marlowe, the financial contracts using Marlowe. Hopefully, I think that Ethereum has kind of like locked a certain sector of the game. Hopefully we can focus on like the more serious business partners as far as like financial institutions and move away from maybe the average consumer side and more go towards the business friendly side of where, we're building smart contracts for, trust funds and companies that are, doing some kind of, I don't know, divorce settlements and putting assets on the blockchain and like official business, official like business, like B2B solutions. Hopefully that's the case. Price wise, I don't know. It all depends. It really is going to all depend on, one of the big factors also is who's going to be selling in 2 years. What whales are going to be selling? How much is IOHK going to be liquidating? How much will Emergo be liquidating? How much will the Cardano Foundation be liquidating? We know IOHK is not liquidating anything. We don't know about Emergo, about their ADA supply, but we do know about the Cardano Foundation, and they haven't liquidated anything. But eventually, these powers are going to have to start, I don't know, selling to continue operations or, just create some sort of liquidity. But are there going to be enough buyers to match the selling pressures of the big three or, I don't know, big five, big 10, we'll see. Trade fee says house is expensive because of debt and inflation. System feeds itself. It's true as well. Nick says there was an interesting interview with Crypto Crow and Charles a couple of days ago. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing. Shane says, why would someone choose to not stake their snapshot balance during the testnet period? Snapshot balance is distinct from our mainnet balance during that period. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's fear of just downloading some new portal, or I don't know. Or maybe it's fear of just not being able to do it correctly. But I'm here to create the tutorials and help everyone delegate their stake. And it's not necessarily to my pool or our pool. It's to the pool of your choice. And I just want you to stake. Computer Tech Tutorial says Merkle will release a testnet version of the Yoroi wallet that has delegation capabilities. Yes. Kaizen says staking ADA on Ledger will be important, and Tezos is setting an example. Yes. Tim says Harlem is changing. Harlem is one area that is underdeveloped and is rebounding just because New York City is running out of space. Harlem uptown, but subway connected. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think Harlem was. Well, I mean, I didn't like travel deep into Harlem, but I went into Harlem quite a few times, and I wasn't there before, but the area has changed, and all the real estate in that area is still extremely expensive. I mean, on Broadway, Amsterdam is probably a little bit less expensive, but Broadway, even when you get to 116th and 120th and stuff like that, I mean, you're still having those like typical New York 1-bedroom places that are probably going for 7 figures. So Falcon Eye Vision says, Phil, can you tell us what is the final percentage for staking as us delegating 8%? So it's 6% for our pool. Scar will be charging 6%. 6%. Falcon Eye Visions, do you think we can reach an all-time high one day? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's happened before. It can happen again. Lloyd says, can you mine or stake with that Rock Pi unit? Yes, you can run a stake pool with the Rock Pi unit. Falcon Eye says, can you ask that question here in the chat? We really hope one day we can release the all-time high. I mean, you're welcome to, you're welcome to ask whatever question. Crypto Light says, yeah, the stream is still going. I'm going to log out in a little bit. I'm getting tired. Kaizen says, if you could travel the world, where would you go first? What would you do? If you had to store your wealth for 10 years, would it be in BTC or ADA? Wow, that's a difficult question. Travel the world. I mean, the next place I want to go to is Japan. I definitely want to go to Japan. I'm fascinated with the Japanese culture, so I would just like to see what it's all about. What would I do? I don't know, sightsee. And I heard it's a very interesting place. Rick has been telling me stories because he always goes to Japan, and he's telling me stories about how you can go to the public restroom and lick the floor or lick the toilet seat, and it's like cleaner than it's cleaner than anything else. So I don't know if I would do it, but and do I see if I had to store my wealth in ADA, it for 10 years, would it be in BTC or ADA? I don't know. I mean, store your wealth. That's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to come back to that question. I don't know. That's a tough one. Well, obviously don't have any BTC now. So I guess that's the answer to the question. Wayne says, need someone to start a Craigslist with paying in Cardano. Yeah, that would be nice. Mark Stopka says they would sell OTC, won't affect the average Joe prices. Oh, you're referring to, oh yeah, perhaps. But you have, what if there's no buyers in the OTC market to satiate that demand, and they need the money? Then they may go on exchanges. Nave says, give us some inside goods. I have a lot of stories of what happens in blockchain. I have a lot of stories, but I'm more of I try to stay focused. It's not, I try not to get into too much drama and stuff like that. But this is a crazy space. Crypto Light says, hey Phil, could I delete the first snapshot test data list program? Yeah, you can. Trade Fee says, can you interview Chico Crypto? I mean, first of all, it would probably be the other way around because, Chico Crypto has a lot bigger YouTube channel than I do, and probably will ever, because Chico's Crypto's channel is huge. He's a big player in the crypto space as far as YouTube channels, but still don't appreciate what he did on that video when he snippeted my video. But another day. Tim Lambert says ADA and need to do some serious marketing. I know Charles said stepping it up in that area. Yeah. I think that when we hit that smart contracts, when we actually reach mainnet staking, then that's when that's when we need to step up the marketing. Bruce City 44 says, wouldn't insurance companies buy bulk ADA to stake and help with any payouts for annuities to customers that buy annuities? Perhaps. I mean, those probably would be purchased in the OTC market. Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good question. Good question. Yeah, I mean, if they were using it for whatever products that they're offering, but you have to get these companies to actually want to create some sort of wealth within blockchain, because it's still so volatile and they still could lose their ass. So they're not going to invest in Cardano unless we have some sort of price stability. And it's not necessarily that it can't drop 10, 20%, but it can't drop 97, 98% because it's just not going to work out. Hootens. Yeah, a lot of people are discouraged because of the price. Yeah. Shane says, have you ever visited Australia? No, I haven't. I have not. I haven't. Yeah, someplace I would want to go. Magu, thank you. Yeah, I'm Brave browser verified. Yes, thank you. Hutan says Singapore is the cleanest country in the world. George says, is there any special thing to do after moving ADA to testnet wallet and creating the rewards wallet? No, that's pretty much it. After that, after you download that, you put your seed phrase in the test wallet, and you create your rewards address. Then you can point your ADA to a certain pool, and it's going to be a simple 2-3 step process. The ambassadors had a call a couple of days ago. We saw the UI of what it's going to look like, and it looks really clean. It really does. It looks really clean. Max Zulu says, don't be shy. Charles still holds BTC. I'm not 100% sure what this is. Maybe I forgot the question. I'm not sure what question you were referring to. Yeah, sorry. Chat is just moving. Am I too far down? Trade feeds. Would you do an MMA fight with Chico for 2.5% of Charles's ADA? No. Yeah, I'm too old. I'm too old to fight. I'm too old to fight. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. No. And I wouldn't do MMA either. I have never trained in MMA, but I'm not fighting anyone. I'm just here to try to make some money and build some wealth. But yeah, I don't have time for all of that. Can you make a tutorial on how to run a pool? Mostradamus, IWHK just released a official document of how you can run a pool. It's pretty good. Zay Investment says Chico's low-key an ADA holder. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Wayne says, who would win an MMA between you and what? These are questions you need to be asking Charles. These are questions that you need to be asking Charles. First of all, I've never done MMA in my life, so I'd probably lose to anyone in MMA. But these are questions you need to be asking Charles. I'm not fighting anyone. Shane Marquis says, for us early adopters, it feels like a slow journey. Always important to remember that most don't understand Bitcoin, and most haven't heard of Cardano. One day that will be different, perhaps. Computer tech tutorials, he only doubles down on his mistakes. For that reason, I can't really trust his content. Oh, he's still talking about Chico. Okay. I'm trying to follow the conversation. Mark Barnes says, ADA circulating supply is higher than ETH. Do you think that ADA could ever go over more than $4 to $5? I don't know. In a video I did like a year and a half ago, I said that if Shelly released Gogan release, the smart contracts release, this fair market price value was assessed. I did some back of the envelope calculations, was between $3 and $5. But obviously, that was in the height of the 2017 bull run. And I thought smart contracts were right around the corner. And I thought that staking was right around the corner. Obviously, that's not the case. And obviously, we have a lot of work to do before we even get to $1. But, who knows? Who knows? If you only had to, Lloyd Johnson says, if you only had to hold 3 tokens, are you into stocks or gold? Probably stocks. I mean, like physical gold or gold stocks. Because I just don't want to be holding all that gold in a safety deposit box or something like that. I was into stocks before crypto, and I wasn't terrible at it. Maybe I should have stayed in stocks because my returns are higher in stocks than they are in crypto. Kaizen says we are not at the price of stability stage yet. Cardano is like Bitcoin in 2014, 2015. I'm going to be moving into stable coins after 2021. My dream is to be a crypto whale, digital nomad, and philanthropist. Good luck with that, Kaizen. And I hope you can get there. That's awesome. That's awesome. Computer tech tutorials, there's a pretty big lag between your live feed and the chat. Bruce City 44 Panthers, but you're never too old to shoot someone. George Williams, then do we get to the point to a pool where is staking on, or will there be a directive for that? Yes. So staking will probably be turned on. The flip will be switched probably sometime early next week. Tim Baca says, once Shelly is released, you'll see Coinbase add ADA. Then you'll see ADA on 400 market pairs, just like BTC, XRP, LTC, etc. Very good point, Tim. Very good point, Tim. Computer tech tutorials, how to set up a node doc from IOHK. IOHK released a here. Let me see if I can pull up the IOHK. IOHK. What is it? Let me see. Okay, I'm not sure where the guide is. It's somewhere. Go on the staking.cardano.org website and see if you can find it. It starts tomorrow. NVO says, no. It doesn't start tomorrow. You're going to probably be able to download the test net, the rewards net tomorrow, and then you're going to be able to stake starting next week. Wrongs Jiwa says, Mark says ETFs or stocks. Yeah, ETFs are always good. Wrong says, hi Phil, better staking in Daedalus or Udoi. Still trying to understand all of this. I have to learn from scratch from Indonesia. It's really personal preference. Personally, for me, I use Daedalus. I've always used Daedalus. I've used it from the beginning, ever since 2017. I'm a Daedalus guy, but there are some people that prefer the light wallet solutions like Udoi. I'm not sure how each of them are going to, if Udoi is going to be released on day one, or you're going to have to wait a little bit. Not 100% sure, but you'll be able to stake pretty easily in both platforms. There will be plenty of tutorials online. Wayne Morgan says holding Cardano could be a wife-changing event. Okay. Magu says, what's the difference between total supply of 31 billion ADA and max supply of 45 billion ADA in CoinMarketCap? So 45 billion is the max supply. 31 billion is the circulating supply. So that 14 billion ADA difference is what's going to be released as staking goes on. So every epoch, at the end of every epoch, there's going to be a certain amount of ADA that is released to the pools that obviously won certain slot leaders during that pool. So once that 14 billion ADA is exhausted, people may say, oh, there are no more rewards, but actually transaction fees will be used as rewards for stakers. So eventually, by the time we get there, it's a while before we get there. But yes, the ecosystem is inflating until we hit that 45 billion ADA. Then we'll probably be slightly deflating because, people will lose their coins and whatnot. Mark Barnes says there are negative interest rates around the world. Money will hit crypto, just looking for yield. Perhaps. Hopefully that's the case. Zay Investments is Cardano falling behind other players in the crypto space? Other projects are staking and implementing contracts. What's ADA's advantage if others are beating Cardano to the finish line? That's a good point. It's all about process and the quality of what is released. But I agree with you. Cardano needs to push things forward and get things out as quickly as possible. I understand that people are getting impatient, but at the end of the day, we've been waiting for a long time, and we need smart contracts and we need staking. And TradeFeed says once ADA scales, we can snatch Nike from Ethereum. And TradeFeeds also says others are not implementing contracts, only Aetherium on experimental basis. Yeah, maybe this is the case. Yes. I think the chat is drying up. So if anyone has some last minute questions before I crash, it's been a long day. I'm usually not up this late. This is way past my bedtime. I just wanted to make sure that everyone was good to go tomorrow. Well, today now, because it's past midnight. Today, we're probably going to get the incentivized testnet reward download, and then next week staking. Kaizen says also a dataless guy. I'm running on an iMac. Probably the most ideal situation. I remember when we had people who had trouble downloading the wallet, then Yoroi happened. This project is committed. Shane says mid-afternoon here. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. So tomorrow's the day, Tim. Yeah. Well, yeah. Today for me right now. That's what I heard. Don't come after me if that's not the case. Falcon Eye Vision says, "Oh, Philly Mac, no problem. Thanks for tuning in. Can we compare Cardano to BTC pattern in early days? Perhaps. They made a quick couple more questions. ADA is a big project, and I believe Charles is scared. Mac Zulu, maybe, I don't know. Luke says the scientists at N-Chain hold the patent on smart contracts for the blockchain. Only Bitcoin SV can scale for the world. Okay. George Williams says that means after hitting 45 billion, we will switch to transaction rewards. Will ADA become unlimited in supply or what? No, the transaction rewards that are like every time you send ADA to someone, you have to pay a little slight transaction fee. So those fees will go into a pot and then be used for rewards. So it's not added onto the 45 billion. They already exist within the ecosystem. So it's kind of just like a redistribution of transaction fees. Jeremy says, will you make a video showing how staking from the wallet to SCAR? Yes. So SCAR is our stake pool ticker. It has been approved and verified by the Cardano Foundation. I'll be making a detailed tutorial about how to take your dataless funds or your Yoroi funds and point it directly to our pool and delegate to our pool. Once again, there's been new news that there's not going to be necessarily a saturation point. That's what I've been hearing. That's what has been discussed, or it's going to be 1% of the total amount of delegated stake. So chances are we're going to get nowhere near or close to the saturation point. If by some miraculous means we hit a saturation point, we'll spin up another pool. But 6% are the fees, and you are good to go. Kaizen says, I'm here with you till you decide to call it quits. Thank you. Great work. I appreciate that, Kaizen. Appreciate that. Mark Stopka says, we'll need a spring after a current marathon to catch up with other projects. Yes. Agree with you. Wrong says, thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate you. Wayne, get some sleep. Thank you. I appreciate that. Charles needs to hire Craig Wright as a head scientist. Yes. George, last question. Are we going to have ADA burn or deflated? Well, you can always burn your wallet, put it on a paper wallet and shred the private key. And that's technically a burn or shred. But I don't think anyone's going to give up their ADA. So, yeah. I've been going for an hour, almost 2 hours. And this has been this is way past my bedtime. So sorry if I had a little bit of lack of energy, but I appreciate all of you. Thanks for tuning in. I will try this again, maybe sometime next week, just to see how everyone's doing. And I'll make sure that I make detailed tutorials next week regarding staking. So once again, stake pool ticker is SCAR. Everyone have a beautiful evening. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And let's have some fun. It's time to start making some money. It's time to start making some passive ADA income rewards. We're in the playoffs, everyone. We're in the playoffs. All right. Good night, everyone. And good day to everyone it's midday. Bye.